Good morning to all of you. This is the new subject regarding your semester 5. It's the professional ethics. First of all, I give you the overall information regarding this subject that professional ethics is considering the overall 3 credit regarding your semester 5, and this subject is considering the 3 credit, and you have to given the last end semester examination 70 marks, and there are the 30 marks is considered as your internal marks. This subject is considered by the 3 faculties. Here first of all there are the Pooja Lalwani madam, and first and fourth chapter is considering by me. Then second and the fifth chapter is considered by the Namrata madam, and third and the sixth chapter is considered by the forum madam. Okay, so let's start. First of all, what are the unit number 1? So unit number 1 is your concept and theories of the business ethics. Okay, so first of all let me give you the brief knowledge regarding the your subject, that your subject name is professional ethics. Okay, so first of all here there are the two words are considered. First one is a profession and the second one is a ethics. Okay, so first of all, what is the meaning of profession? Profession means there are the one type of category regarding the occupation. In this you have to require the specialized knowledge and skill regarding your, we can say, your profession. Okay, so then and then this occupation is called the profession. In the profession you have to require the specialized knowledge regarding your, we can say, any field. Whenever you have to working in any field, take the example whenever you working as an engineer, as a doctor, so the profession is considering require the best knowledge and expertise knowledge in the category in which you have to working. In the profession you have to take the fees from the peoples who have to get your services, right? So profession is a one type of, we can say, require the skills and knowledge in expertise in the category. Then what is the meaning of ethics? Ethics is the word derived from the Greek word ethos. Ethos means there are the what is good and what is bad. Okay, so let's start this a new subject. First one, there are the unit name is the concept and theories of the business ethics. Okay, so let's start it. So here there are the content regarding your unit number 1 is, first one, there are the introduction of the business ethics. Then what are the religion and the, we can say, morality. Then the third topic is morality, etiquettes and the professional codes. Then after, ethical theories in the relation to business. Then after, Indian ethical tradition. So in this video lecture I consider first 3 topics. First one, there are the introduction of the business ethics, then the religion and the morality, then third one is a morality, etiquettes and professional codes. Then after, in the second video lecture I have explained regarding the ethical theories in the relation to business and in the Indian ethical tradition. Okay, so let's start. There are the first topic. The first topic is the introduction to business ethics, right? So in the simple language you can tell that the what is the meaning of ethics means what is good or what is bad. So in whenever you working any in the business, at that time what are the business ethics you have to consider or you have to keep in mind whenever you doing the business. So here there are the brief introduction or the meaning of the business ethics. First of all, definition of ethics. Ethics means what? Ethics means the set of rules or the principles that the organization should follow, while in the business ethics is refers to the code of conduct that business are expected to follow while doing the business. Whenever you doing the business, at that time you have to follow the code of conduct regarding your business. In this code of conduct you have to consider that the process of your production process. Then after there are the selling regarding, we can say, you cannot give any negative impactful, we can say, that advertisement to your to your customers. Okay, then after you have to doing the after sales, or we can say after sales services regarding your customer care. Okay, so there are the various type of code of conduct you have to follow, or you have to establish whenever you doing the business. So there are called the business ethics. Okay, then after, what is the moral? Moral are the value that we attribute to a system of belief that helps in the individual define the right versus the wrong, or good versus the bad. Okay, so moral is a one type of attribute or one type of system that you can identify what is good or what is bad for your organization, for your business, for your profession, right? Then after, what is the value? What is the meaning of value? Value can be categorized in the three areas. First of all, there are the moral, means the fairness, truth, justice, love, and happiness. Then second one is the pragmatic, means the efficiency, thrift, then health, variety, and the patience. Then the third one is the aesthetics, means the attractive, soft, cold, square. So there are the three areas regarding the value. Then after, the second topic is what is the meaning of professional ethics and business ethics, and what are the difference between the professional ethics and business ethics. So let's see it. First of all, there are the personal ethics, and second one is a business ethics. From the meaning you can easily identify whenever you doing the what are the good and what are the bad in your day to day life, in your personal life. It's called the, we can say that, personal ethics. And whenever you doing the business, at that time what are the good for your business activities and what are the bad for your business activities is called the business ethics, right? So here there are the difference considering regarding the personal ethics and, we can say, business ethics. So here, first of all, what is the business ethics? Business ethics is a code of conduct that impose on the employee or the member of the certain profession. Then what is the personal ethics? Personal ethics is the code of conduct that governs, and we can say, individual whole life. Whenever any person are doing, we can say, any business, any profession, at the time what are the code of conduct they have to follow? It's called the business ethics. And what are the personal ethics? Personal ethics, there are the code of conduct that governs that the individual's whole life. Whenever any person have to follow in their whole life, like what is good or what is bad for him or her, it's called the personal ethics, right? Then second one is the learn the relatively later in the life, is especially after the joining the workforce. Okay, so whenever you are doing the business, then you can learn the business ethics. Without doing any business activity, you cannot learn the business ethics, right? Then after, learn from the childhood, then influenced by the family, your religion, your friends, your close surrounding. So personal ethics you can learn from the childhood, that your family, your region, your religion can follow, and then after you can learn from your religion what are the personal ethics, right? Then after, there are the examples regarding the business ethic and personal ethics. That first one is a punctuality, time management, confidentiality, then and the transparency. There are the business ethics example, right? Then here there are the personal ethics examples are honesty, then openness, integrity, then sincerity. There are the example regarding the personal ethics. In your book there are the also given the one difference, but this is the good difference regarding the overall your, we can say, summary. So that's why I conduct this. Okay, then after, what is the morality and the law? So first one, what is the morality? Rules of the right conduct concerning the matter of the greater importance, violence such as can bring the disturbance to the individual conscience and the society, we can say social sensations, right? So sanctions that morality is a one type of rules, regulation you have to follow for the right matters, right? Then after, the law is a rules which are enforceable by society, you have to must follow, it's called the law. The rules which you have to must follow, it's called the law. So violence may be bring a loss of the reduction in the freedom and the, we can say, positions. Then after, here there are the difference regarding the morality and law. In your book, in your textbook, it's also considered the one difference, but here is the best difference regarding the law and morality, and there are the proper explanation is given in this difference. So I prefer this. First one is the law is a concern with the external acts of the man and the not motives. So law is only concerning external factor, not considering the any internal factors. Then morality can concern with the both external as well as the internal motive of the person. Then second difference, it is the concern of the state. Then second one is concern for the consciousness, means they have only consider, law is considered for any, we can say, that geographical level, and morality is considered in, we can say, within the person. Then after, is the concern with the part of the man's life, and it's concern with the whole life of the man, means law is a considered as a part, but morality is a considered as a whole life of the person, right? Then after, violation of the law is a punishable by the state. Then in the morality, it's a violation is a not punishable by the state. Then fifth difference is a force is the sanction behind the law. Then fifth one is the moral is the conscience, its sanctionage. Then after, sixth difference is a law is defined and precise. Whenever you considering any law, like take the example that you have to there are the various types of rules or laws are in India. Take the example of traffic laws, and then after property laws, then business laws. There are the various types of laws are available in the we can say constitutions of India. So there are laws always defined and precise. Okay, they cannot we can say infinite, that there are always defined and precise. Then morality is a vague, that the indefined, so we cannot define the any prescribed we can say laws and prescribe any schedules, any tables in the morality. Then law is a objective, while is a morality is the subjective. Then the law is an act within the territory of the state. Whenever any prescribed laws are considered, at that time law are applicable to the particular territory, particular geographical level. Then morality is a universal, because morality is a considered as a within the person, right? Then after, law is a based on the expediencies. Then the morality has an absolute standard. Okay. Then after, a legal wrong may be morally is a right. Sometimes there are in the law, there are the some we can say laws are not legally there are wrong, but morally there are the right. Take the example, you have also watched some movies. In these movies they have to, as a we can say as a government officers, they have to doing the we can say illegal work, but morally that's right work. Take the example that in the movie, any movie you can take the example like as the Singham movie, right? So in this movie they have to punish to the we can say that they have to punish the peoples who are doing the unethical we can say behavior and unethical work. Then after, they legally that is not we can say legally is not we can say punishable, right? But in the morally they have to doing the right way. Okay, so there are the different things. Then a moral is a wrong, then maybe is a legally is a right. Okay, sometime morally you have to doing the work, this morally is wrong, but legally there are work is right. Then after, here I give you the example regarding the speculation, that in nowadays there are the various types of speculations activity regarding doing in the shares and bonds and mutual funds. So whenever you're doing this type of activities, a morally is wrong, but legally there are the right. Like take the example, you have to purchase purchase shares and thereafter sell the shares. So there are the speculation activities which is morally is wrong but legally right. Then after there is a defined agencies to the enforce the law. There are the various type of agency who are working for the doing this type of law activities. Then after there is a no defined any agency to enforce the morality. So morality have a not any, we can say, defined any agency to establish to regulate the morality. Then after, why we need the value and morals. So why as an engineer you have to study these values and morals, right? So first of all, it is important to carefully consider your values for the several reasons. First of all, they could guide your life then minutes toward the noble goals. Then rather than your life being the controllable by the self-serving motives, customs, then accidental occurrence, then bad habits, impulses of emotions, you have to know where you are going before you can get there. Okay, so values and moral is a very important whenever you're doing the activities in any field. So you have to think about this, that what I do, it's good or bad, how it's impact to other and how it's impact to me, right? So that's why is a value and moral is very important. Then after, values and morals can not only guide but inspire and motivate you to giving you the energy and the zest and living and for doing the something meaningful, right? Whenever you're doing the any business, any activity, at that time values and morals is not given you any, we can say that laws and what should you have to follow. They cannot give you any guideline, but they have motivate you and they have to enthusiasm, create the enthusiasm in you. Okay, then after, we can say sensitivity to the failure to live up your basic value may lead to the unproductive guilt or the constructive self dissatisfaction which motivate you to improve. So sometimes if you consider any failure in your life, at that time if your values and moral they have lead you the unproductive guilt to your, we can say, self satisfaction to the your particular goal. Okay, then after, high values and the some success meetings, those goals are the necessary for the high self esteem. Okay, so in, we can, I can give you the example regarding this self esteem. There are the Maslow's hierarchy theory. In this Maslow's hierarchy theory, they define that any person have the mainly 5 types of needs. First one, there are the basic needs, then after safety need, security need, esteem need, and the high self esteem needs, right? So whenever you achieve the best goal in your life, you have to self esteem means what? High self esteem means in which field you have to work, you have to possess or you have to take the first position in your field. So it's called the self esteem. So whenever you working ethically and valuably and morally, okay, morally you have to working right, and then you can achieve this type of high self esteem. So there are the needs of values and morals. Then the last one is the profession that we can say that profess but unused values are the worthless, or we can say worse chronic goodness. So and the rationalization for the not changing, we must be honest with ourselves. Recognition the difference between the pretended values and the operational values. Of course, no one can live up to all their ideals, but values that only make us look for the feel goods and do not help us to act more morally, but recognition as a self-serving hypocrisy. Okay, so means in this sentence they can define that whenever you working in any field, okay, but if you cannot doing the work ethically, then you cannot feel very good. Okay, take the example whenever you're doing the any activity as a speculation, but you can achieve your goal, you can get the more money, but you cannot feel the good. You can always feel bad. But whenever you working as a valuable, as a morally, then if you achieve the less goal, whatever you think and whatever you decide, but you have to feel that I whatever I do the right. I cannot do the any we can say bad activity, and I cannot doing the any harmfulness product to the customers, right? I cannot harm any people to achieve this goal. So that's why the values and morals are very important. Then after, how moral problems arise. So a product goes through the various engineering stage like the design, manufacture, testing, sales and services. So these stages are carried out or a support by the specialized engineer. So various activities are grouped or interrelated with the each other. You can know that any product when we can say you, as an engineer you have to doing that. So there are the design engineers and the production engineers, then there are the various types of engineering categories are considered in the production process. So there are both activities are interrelated. After the manufacturing, then and then they have to be doing the testing, and then they have to sell the product. So there are the interrelated to each other, right? So because of this ignorance of the intentionally any product is may be unsafe, not useful, also the product may be intentionally designed for the each obsolescence. So when such a product is circulated in the market, so many people may be affected. So such a problems may arise because of the temptation of the bribe or any forms of corruption. Okay, whenever people have a some type of mindset that that earn the high income, so at that time they have to doing the temptation regarding a bribe and doing the corruption. So at that time they can we can say intentionally doing this type of product and intentionally doing this produce this type of product, and this type of products are we can say totally harmful for the peoples and for their we can say unethical motive regarding to the earn the highest money. They can doing this type of activities and which is very harmful to people, and this there are the moral we can say moral here is a decrease of the people, right? Then after, example of engineering ethics. Here is a one example is given to you regarding the engineering ethics. A chemical plant is a dumping the waste in the landfill. The hazardous substances found their way into the underground water table. So the plant's engineer is well aware by the situation, but did not change the disposable method because the competitor is following the same cheap method. No law is prohibited by doing so. So plant supervisor's view is that it is a responsibility of the local government to identify the problem and penalize the defaulter. So this type of engineering ethics can not achieve. Okay, sometimes some engineerings are doing this type of activity that they know that this harmful for the nature, this harmful for the environment, then they cannot doing the anything. So that's why this chapter is this type of syllabus, this type of subject is considering in your syllabus that you can learn about the moral and value. Okay, and you can also take the best example regarding our we can say construction field in the Bhavnagar. So you can take the best example that from the Leela circle to our college, like all the Sitsa road is a we can say highly damaged. Okay, why? Because of this engineering ethics cannot achieve. The engineers are cannot doing the good work. They can achieve only for we can say for their personal motives. They have to doing this type of work. They cannot doing the work for the society. That's why this type of we can say problems is happen. So I request you whenever you doing the work as an engineer, at that time you have to doing the best work morally and ethically, right? Okay, then after, religion and the morality. In the mind of the many people, religion and the morality are the closely connected. Even in the secular discussion of the ethics, law, medicine and the presumption of the remains strong that the religion belief are important source of the moral guidance, and the religion authorities have a significant influence in the shaping the attitude toward the biomedical research and the new technologies and the medical intervention, and we can say beginning the end of the life, that both those who hold the religious belief and those who do not expect that such belief will be make the significant difference in the moral lives of their adherents. Means religion is definitely affected to your attitude. Whenever you follow any religion, at that time your attitude is according to your religion, right? So religion is totally, we can say, affected on your moral. Then after, according to the Gandhiji, religion and the morality, there are the inseparable bound up with the each other. So they have to say that to the Gandhiji that there is a no religion higher than the truth and the rightness. Okay, so right, what is the right or what is the wrong is a depend on the truth. So rightness means whatever you have to right or whatever is wrong, you have to depend on your, we can say, religion. Then no religion can higher than the truth. So truth is the best religion. Then after, morality, etiquettes and the professional codes. So what is the meaning of, first of all, etiquettes? Etiquettes is such a behavior you have to follow whenever you're working in any profession, right? So etiquette is considered with the social norms of the behavior and is a largely culture rather than the moral. So it's a mainly concerned with the manner. Whenever you study, whenever you doing the any work, you have to doing the business, you have to doing the job, you have to doing the profession, but manner is very important. Whenever as a student you have to study, at that time the manner is also important. So manner is a one type of, we can say, etiquette, right? Then after, ethics is referred to the set of moral and the principle that relate to the difference between the good and bad. Etiquette is a, we can say, customary code which is the indicate the proper and the polite way to behave in the society, right? So you have to behave very politely. You cannot behave rudely to your customer, your, we can say, colleagues, right? Then after, the main difference between the ethics and etiquette is that the ethics is related to the principle of conciseness, whereas the etiquette is related to the behavior. Then after, etiquette is refers to the any special code of the behavior or the courtesy. Example, it is usually considered that the bad etiquette to chew with the one's mouth open. So rules of the etiquettes, there are the generally non-moral in the nature. So there are the not, we can say, morally, but there are the etiquettes is a one type of behavior, you have to follow it. Then after, what is the profession, which I already give you the review regarding the profession. So here there are the some points are considered regarding the profession. A paid occupation that specially one that involve the, we can say, prolonged training and we can say formal qualification. Whenever you doing the profession, at that time you have to require the formal qualification and the training regarding your profession. So here there are the knowledge, then after the organization, then after public good. So there are the requires for the, whenever you working in the profession, you have to require the knowledge, you have to connect it with the one organization or committee, and you have to deal with the society, so public good. Then after, there are the last topic regarding this video lecture, this the management and ethics. Whenever you are doing any business, doing any profession, at that time management is necessary. What is the management? Management is a one type of art to getting work from the other people, right? So at that time, as a management, what type of ethics you have to follow? So here there are the topics considering. First one is doing coordination in the working unit as in the well-knit family. in the working family, whenever you doing the any work in the factory, in the organization, it's a one type of your family. Okay, then after cooperative and motivation management, you have to continuously cooperative, continuously given the motivation to your employees. Motivation, there are the two types of motivation, that the financial and non-financial. So according to that, you have to requirement of the employees, you have to provide to motivations. Like take the example, as a lower level they have to require the financial motivation, and as a higher level employee, they have to require the non-financial motivation. Then after healthy employer and the employee relationship, if in the organization there are the healthy employee and employer relationship, then your organization working very smoothly. Okay, then after no exploitation of the labor, you cannot doing any exploitation of your labor. Then after ensuring job satisfaction by the correction, we can say by the correct appraisal of the human labor. Whenever you are working in the organization, at that time the various types of peoples are working various in the various designations. So at that time according to their designation, you have to appraisal, you have to appraise, you have to analyze their performance, and you have to appraise them. Then effectively integrating the individual competence. If a person have a some type of competence, some type of skills, knowledge, then you have to doing the, we can say, enthusiasm, you have to doing the very motivate to the person, right? Then after participative mode of the management. In the management, you have to doing the participative mode study, and you have to you cannot take the decision as a we can say as a CEO, as a higher level authority. You cannot take a decision individually, you can take the suggestions from your employees. So it's a one type of participative mode of management, right? So here there are the management and ethics is completed. In the next video lecture session, I continue with the unit number, I will continue with the unit number 1. Okay, so thank you so much. Then next in the next video lecture session we can meet. Thank you.